George Matthews with you on Inside the Islanders. Guesting with me, the head coach of the Charlottetown Islanders, Gordie Dwyer. And Gordie and his, again, rest of the coaching staff and this organization going through their first week of training camp. It's a process, Gordie, of about 4 weeks. But some thoughts and observations of your first 3 or 4 days of training camp.
Well, obviously we're excited with what we see. There's a lot of new faces in camp this year, and we're really excited with the amount of energy that's been exerted so far, and there's a lot of guys trying for open spots with the hockey club this year.
Now, of course, all the fans every season when it comes to training camp, Gordie, they're looking at the new faces that are in camp. And, of course, for this team and this organization, you've got a couple of first-rounders out of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League and, of course, a first-rounder from the European draft as well. Sprong is a guy that's got a lot of PR so far in the offseason, as well. Goulet coming from Quebec as well. You've got the youngster from Germany. Just give us some thoughts on how those three have showed up.
Well, you know what? We're excited about all three players, and we're Daniel Sprong. There's been a lot of talk about Daniel Sprong, and he's delivered exactly what we expected. He's a very offensive player. He's got a great shot. He's a tremendous athlete, and we feel that he's going to be an impact player in the future in this league. Alexander Goulet, our second first-round pick, he's come in. He's the time that he's been on the ice, He's a big guy. He's fit. He came in, did very well in the testing, and and he's a great skater. We feel that he's going to have an impact as well. He's a two-way centerman, and he's done a great job. And Marco Sedlar, our German pick this year, he seems to be finding his way here after the first couple days. He's a two-way centerman. In the inter-squad games, you can see his offensive abilities, but he seems to be a guy that's responsible defensively as well.
Of course, for those watching this video, you can hear Gordie's voice right now. He's doing a lot of instruction here in the first few days of training camp. There's no doubt about that. But when you look at the roster as well, of course, you're missing some key pieces here right now in this opening week. There's 2 or 3 players not here. Can you give us an update on where they're at and when they're coming into camp?
Well, Matej Baran, our Euro, he's a 20-year-old returning player. He'll be returning on the 22nd or 23rd. He's having some visa issues with sometimes that are out of our control, but he's looking forward to get back to camp. We're looking forward about having him back this season. Alexi Pepin, who's fresh off a gold medal with Team Canada at the Ivan Olinka. He'll be reporting to camp later on this week. And Troy Vance, our 20-year-old defenseman, he's with Dallas right now with the National Hockey League team, and he's training with them right now, and we expect him to report after training camp.
Gordie, with every new season, of course, as we talk about new players in camp, there's players that have left your hockey club from last season as well. This franchise last year picked up, as far as wins are concerned, a franchise record 41, second overall in the history of the franchise as far as points in the season are concerned with 86. Pretty good year by your club last year. You've lost some good players as well, but you've got some returning players, of course, that you're expecting bigger things from.
Well, that's junior hockey. We've graduated a few good players out of our program. You think about Josh Curry, our captain last season, Ben Duffy, who had great seasons with our hockey club last year. But they're gone this year, and it's time to move on, time to turn that page. But they've left a good legacy. They were great leaders for our hockey team last year, and I look to some of our new guys to step up this year. Some of our younger players, some of our young veterans to step up as well. You think about Jan Pavel Laplante, who missed most of last season, who was a draft pick by the Phoenix Coyotes this year. We really feel that he's ready to take that next step and become an offensive guy for us. Ryan Graves, a defenseman, it'll be his third year this year. Still, he's a 4th-round pick by the New York Rangers. We feel that he's going to be ready to take the next step. And in net with Antoine Bibeau, had a great season last year, and drafted by Toronto. We feel that he's ready to be a number 1 goaltender for us in the league.
Gordie, when you look at the roster at this particular point, how many new faces can we expect here in Charlottetown this season as far as your roster is concerned? What type of player are you looking for as well?
Well, you know what? There's a lot of new faces out there right now. Training camp's been very competitive, and whether they're coming from the midget draft or coming out of junior A hockey, we feel that there's a lot of spots that are open up for grabs. And we were honest with the players reporting the training camp that if they perform well, that they'd be given an opportunity to make the hockey team. And so far it's been a good battle. There's been a lot of competition, and we expect once the exhibition season starts here, where some people are really going to step up and look to make this hockey team. So we're going to probably have 5 or 6 new faces this year, if not more, and that's a good thing.
Gordie, walk us through the next 4 or 5 days here of training camp as far as preseason is concerned. You've got a couple of games this weekend, Friday night in Moncton, back in Pownal on Saturday afternoon. Our first look at the Charlottetown Islanders in Pownal Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. But you look at those 2 games, and obviously you're going to evaluate a lot of players during those 2 days. But even past that, what's the process here?
Well, the first week, this is phase one of training camp, with the inter-squad games, the testing, and the practices. And from here, we'll go into our exhibition season. The first 2 games against Moncton will be mostly, a very young lineup, mostly rookies that will be playing in those games. And it's a great opportunity for the young guys to be able to step up and show us what they really have in those real game-like situations. From there, there'll be some cuts made on Sunday, and come Monday, we'll probably have a closer idea to where our roster stands. And from there, there's 3 weeks left in training camp with 4 exhibition games remaining after that. And I think it's really the time for the coaching staff to get down to work with the players and really install the ideas behind the season, our systems, and really get on the same page in preparation for the start of the year.
For Gordie Dwyer on Inside the Islanders, I'm George Matthews.